it's Whitney from Just a Little Loopy Designs. Thank you so much for joining me for my first Tipsy Tuesday, a weekly vlog where I shared tips for crafting while drinking adult beverages. Today we're going to be talking about how to pick colors for a Fair Isle knitting project while drinking a mimosa. First up, mimosas. I'm going to show you how to open a bottle of champagne. First, I'm removing the foil. And then after, I'm going to remove this cage. Now the trick to opening up a bottle of champagne or any bubbly wine is to not twist the cork. It's actually to twist the bottle. Twisting the cork can cause a tear or break the cork. Voila. Next step is to pour your champagne into your champagne flute. It tends to bubble a little bit, but not as much as if you were to have added the orange juice or a fruit in there first. So we always want to start with the champagne and then add our juice. I really just use the juice for color. Top it off with a couple of raspberries. Now I'm ready to share with you my simple tip on how to select colors for your next Fair Isle or stranded project. Now I'm not going to be talking about secondary colors or complementary colors or analogous colors because you did not sign up for a masterclass in color theory. Instead, I'm going to share with you one simple trick that you can utilize before you cast on to ensure that your stitches won't become muddied and lost, and instead your colors will really have a great contrast and pop. For this tip, we're going to be photographing this yarn using either a smartphone or a tablet. Now, one thing I want you to be very aware of is actually the surface in which we're photographing on top of. Choosing a warm surface like this wood can actually dramatically change the color of the item that we're photographing. So, to show you what I mean, I am going to photograph this skein of yarn on two separate surfaces. Ideally, I would like to photograph on a white, black, or grayscale background. And a great photography 101 hack is using a white foam board. This is an inexpensive, flat, matte white background that you can easily photograph items on. It also doubles as a reflective board. You can kind of see by my skin tone and also the background behind me, by simply using this white board, it can change and manipulate the overhead lights above to make a different photographic look. All right, now let's take a picture of the exact same skein on a different background. Perfect. This is the same yarn that's photographed on two separate backgrounds. You can tell by having them side by side on how much the background can really affect the color of the item that you're photographing. The one that's photographed on the white background is significantly more true to the color of the yarn, and that's why it's important to consider the background before you snap a picture. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to arrange all 6 skeins to show you my intended tip. There's lots of tips on the way. Boop. Great. Now it doesn't need to be perfect. The idea of taking this photo is actually to judge the tonal contrast of your yarn. You want to make sure that you have a light, a medium, and a dark tone yarn whenever you're using Fair Isle. All right, here is my tipsy tip. Go to your photos and select the edit button on the right-hand corner. Now select the filter icon. It looks like 3 gray circles grouped together. And here you're able to add a filter to change the coloring of your image. What I'm interested in is the mono filter, or really any of the 3 black and white options. Now select done in the lower right-hand corner. If you can see a contrast in this image, then you can rest assured that those colors will make a great combination for your next Fair Isle project. Well, I hope you found this helpful. It's a great, easy, and effective way to figure out if your yarn is a light, medium, or dark tone without too much headache, like I'm gonna have in the morning. Thank you so much for joining me for my first Tipsy Tuesday. And as an added bonus, I would like to share a little drinking tip. Whenever drinking with fruit, I like to add a piece of fruit for every refill that I had as an easy way to count my drinks. I've had 7. I think I've eaten 2.